Pickleball is taking over the nation, and as much as my character wants to fight it because she represents tennis, she's like the crazy ex-girlfriend, but also like crazy tennis lady. That seemed kind of fun, green versus green. I'm kind of representing both colors in my outfit right now. Jake Johnson, I've just been such a huge fan of him forever, and then Ben Stiller's sort of the GOAT for anything funny. I think what was fun about this movie is they really allowed me to do a lot of physical comedy, choking on stuff. It was just put me in coach. The underdog is a ball. It's a little ball named the pickleball. It's got little holes, it's got different courts, and we're gonna follow along, this little guy on his journey, and then he becomes a hero.
15 years playing this sport, founded at a YMCA with my wife years ago. And fast forward to today, this is actually the inaugural season for Major League Pickleball. Vince Vaughn's one of our owners. And we kick off the season this Friday in Chicago. To be honest, when we started this, it was just for the love of the sport, and we never, ever thought it would be where it is today. So we're super proud just to be a part of it. The sport's growing globally right now. It's been growing in the U.S. since we started 15 years ago, and it can only do good things.
Get to number one and remain number one. Honestly, in pickleball, it's a relatively new sport. Our pro tour just started in 2020. I've been playing since 2017. So yeah, I guess it took a lot of learning new things quickly is the best way I could describe it. And as for remaining there, honestly, it's just like anything. It's hard work, it's repetition, and just a lot of practice. I've seen a lot of development from when I first started playing, of nobody knowing what it was when I would mention it, to, oh, well, yeah, I've heard of that, to everyone starting to play, and now to more mainstream in terms of media, and then now like movies. It's really cool to just see the evolution of a game. You don't get to see that very often, let alone from my point of view as being in it for as long as I have. I think introducing a film like this to audiences that haven't really seen much of pickleball before is really cool, because I always say once you start playing pickleball, you rarely stop. It's a very addictive sport.
This is my first major Hollywood film, and the experience is unbelievable. Some of the funniest moments on set were with acting kind of like with Ed Harris, and he was like so serious and scary. Everyone else was kind of being goofy, and yeah, there's a lot of shades to that, huh? A lot of memorable moments, just like kind of riffing with Jake Johnson, like he just let it go on and on and on, the scene, I mean, and yeah, you kind of have a lot of giggles by the end. I would pick Andy Roddick to be my doubles partner, because he's kind of a superstar at tennis. The fresh take that Dink puts on the underdog story is that it's about pickleball. This has never been touched before, you know.
What attracted me to the cast was like the ensemble and a lot of funny people in this movie. And so to be able to play with all these people, and of course with Lennon and Wayne, we had such fun because we were part of Ed Harris's camp. And we don't like pickleball. We hate pickleball.
Hate pickleball.
Yeah.
It was great working with Andy Roddick, especially. I mean, the cast, Mary Steenburgen and Ed Harris, they're, legends. And it was great to be doing comedy with Ed Harris. It's sort of a hilarious thing. But also these guys I've admired for years, and it was nice to play with them.
It feels like tennis versus pickleball, and I think Jake Johnson obviously brings such a fresh take to it, because you just want him to win. You want him to win from the get, and he wants it so bad, and he wants his dad to love him. I'm hoping that the Dink becomes like parlance that every country uses, like it's across cultural lines, right?
Yeah.
The Dink. I think it works in a lot of languages, right?
Yeah, and if we
Such
look for a
an
plural,
awkward word.
like maybe a plural, like a
Yeah.
sequel, the Dinks, the Dinks.
Dinks,
The Dinks.
The
plural.
dinkiest.
Yeah.
Dinks
Dinkiest.
the next day.
Yeah, you thought that
Which
was
would be-
dinky. This is really dinky.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it is the essence of an underdog. And, America's about that. America, responds really well to the Ralph Macchio Karate Kid stuff.
What attracted me to the project was that it's a comedy. I'm rarely asked to do a comedy. In fact, I can't remember the last time I was asked to do a comedy. So I said, yeah. And I talked to Josh, the director, he's totally cool. I liked the script. It seemed pretty funny. And it really had a great time. It was great for my character because I own the tennis club where they want to turn a couple courts into pickleball. And I'm going, sorry, not on my watch. That's pickleball's like ruining the fucking world. Well, Jake's hysterical, and there was a lot of ad-libbing going on and improvising. He'd just go off on whatever at any given time. And so you just roll with the punches, and it was fun. It was just really fun.
Oh, my character is Gail. She's an attorney, and she loves to bully people. She plays pickleball. She loves to bully people, especially if you used to play tennis. It's fun because it's pickleball, and we haven't seen a movie about pickleball yet. So I'm very excited to be a part of this, and I had so much fun working on it. It was really amazing to work with Josh, Jake Johnson, Mary Steenburgen. I'm in love. We've played pickleball since, so we are still in it to win it, honey.
I'll be honest with you. I had just been offered something else, and I was going to go do it. It was something very cool. And they called me and they said, don't sign anything, do anything. We have one more offer for you. I said, what is it? They said, it shoots in LA. Check. It's a comedy. Check. It's with Jake Johnson and Ben Stiller. Check, check. And they said, it's a comedy and it's about pickleball. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm doing. My son, Charlie McDowell, gave me my first pickleball paddle 2 months before this and said, Mom, don't take this the wrong way, but people even older than you have beaten me at this sport. So, so I said, okay, I'm gonna get good at this. Which is sadly not happened, but I do play all the time. I defy anybody not to have great chemistry with Jake Johnson. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's a great actor. He's hilarious. He's a beautiful person. And it was just a privilege hanging out with him. And Aaron Chen, who's so deeply funny in the movie, and so I predict this is going to be a big moment for his career. Andy Roddick would be a smart choice, but I'd still choose Jake. Because I know that we wouldn't win, but we would have such a laugh.
It feels crazy to see pickleball here. Even this is a first for me. It's pretty cool to be out here with this. It's crazy to see, just the reach of pickleball around the globe. Holy cow, to have that, you see even in Asia right now, the competition there is wild.
The Dink sort of combined all these things I love: an amazing script from Sean Clements, a lead actor in one of my best friends in Jake Johnson, producer Ben Stiller, pickleball, and then we shot it right here in Los Angeles. So it was like, I couldn't say no to that entire package. But Jake Johnson, who is not just an incredible actor and a friend of mine, but like his range is incredible, as you'll see in this film. Mary Steenburgen, Ed Harris, Aaron Chen. If you've never seen Aaron Chen, now you're gonna see him and fall in love with him in this film. I actually think one of my favorite moments of making the whole film was many days in between setups or in between sets or when we broke for lunch, our entire crew would go out and play pickleball. So if you showed up to the set and it's like, why is no one in the lunch tent? It's because we were all like crazy addicted to pickleball all of a sudden, and we were all playing. So it was that's probably the memory I'll take with me forever. We feel very lucky with Apple. It's wild that it's all over the globe, and I hope people have a really fun time.
Sean's writing was the initial attraction. Sean and I are old friends. He told me the idea. I thought it was so funny. Then putting it together, Ben Stiller came on board, and Ben is such a killer. Then we got Josh Greenbaum, one of my favorite directors. So it was that team, and it was the team of people with Sean's writing that was really the big attraction. The producing I really view as prep. Once we start shooting, I worry more just about acting, but I view the producing as more as putting the team together. Amazing. You know, I got to hit a lot with Brad Gilbert, and he's an absolute legend. He taught me a lot about how to play. Then being around all those tennis and pickleball legends was an absolute pleasure. I was a little bit like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, where I got the whole story and got to work with everybody. And part of how we wanted to build this movie, Josh, Sean, and I, was to fill it with funny people.
We originally heard about the project through Ben, and anytime Stiller's involved with something, it's pretty exciting to get involved with it. And when it had to do with pickleball, it was like, yeah, we're going to do this. We hadn't even seen the script.
The history of sports underdog films, obviously, there's a legacy of them out there. There's so many great ones, and this one hopefully lives up, you know.
It feels to me like it's an old school comedy, and basically we want people to feel something when we make a movie, and in this case I think we're going to make people feel good and turn your brain off for an hour and a half and have fun.
I was a tennis player for a lot of my life when I was younger, and so that was kind of my world. And the tennis community and the pickleball community have a lot of animosity between each other. But I was a trader, and I went and finally tried pickleball when I got a little bit older, and my body couldn't do the things I wanted it to on a tennis court. And I really liked pickleball, and so I found myself kind of in the middle of that war. When the sport is pickleball and it feels kind of silly and there's a plastic ball and the noise and the court's really small, it does almost inherently start to become a little funny, especially if they do really care and they are passionate about it. I don't think you've ever seen an underdog story with these exact elements before. It's a pickleball underdog story. There's, you know, Jake's character is trying to prove something to his dad, Ed Harris, but he also has this very interesting relationship with Mary Steenburgen's character that, is it romantic? Is it friendship? Is it just pickleball? We don't know, but, you know, that whole stew, all those ingredients, I think have given it a little bit of a flavor maybe we haven't tasted before.